Oh boy, welcome to a life hacks video. It's been eons. In fact, I haven't done one in this new house. Did someone move a magnet? There you go. And this is the list I've come up with over a long period of time. You can see the top ones have sort of like faded out. Ignore those. I'll get back to those at the end of the video, if I remember. So we're going to start with the life hacks today, and there'll be time stamps in the description and links to things I think are relevant. Saran Wrap On. And this is like, you would think that I have like, oh, you're buying a new house. What's your life hacks for buying a house, Cios? Have enough money to buy 1.5 houses at least. Because my God, when you realize you need you had a tape measure, but now you have a basement, an upstairs, and a garage. Now you need 3 tape measures. This is what I mean by Saran Wrap On. Don't just cover a bowl with Saran Wrap. I know a lot of people that do that. Like here, this is just the top is covered. Don't do that when you have food in a bowl. Literally push the Saran Wrap onto the food. Less air space, less things going wrong. It's a huge improvement. It's why when you go to like delis, you always see the deli when they're done for the night, they don't just like cover it, they push the fucking Saran Wrap down. It'll be a mess. When you go to peel it off, it'll be a mess. Be worth it. That's number one. That's a very simple one. When you're saving food, even if you have it in the pot or something, move it to the side, take Saran Wrap in your palm and just push it straight against it. So much better than just putting up lid or something on it because there's no air. Glass drink bottle. Glass drink bottle, anyone who watches my live streams on Twitch will know that I drink consistently out of a Domaine de Canton French ginger liqueur bottle, which actually has emptied. For years, everyone's been saying, you know, you shouldn't drink out of, don't use an old bottle, like a plastic bottle. I used to use those Simply bottles there to like refill and put water in my fridge, but BPAs and bad things. So there's something about a glass bottle to drink water out of. And it doesn't have to be the Domaine de Canton bottle. It could be any bottle. But get a nice glass bottle, preferably one you can clean out. This one's a pain in the ass. I got to use vinegar and boil water and things to clean it, but just something about glass. I do room temperature water too. It's actually colder coming out of that. And it's just, I mean, I was even doing it with like root beer bottles. Like you can take a root beer bottle. This is from Moneybags Root Beer, which is Gene Simmons. Just try taking water, because 99.9% of the time, you're never ever drinking water out of a glass bottle. A glass cup, a glass, like a glass maybe, but try drinking water out of a bottle. I know like the Perrier and stuff, like there's some high-end water brands you can buy that'll have glass in a bottle, but just clean out a bottle from whatever soda, maple syrup, liquor, and try drinking water out of it. And I think if you keep that in the fridge and you just consistently do that, you're gonna find your life, you're gonna go from like peasant to luxury real fast. Double bath mats. I actually went through this list. I know what they all are. I'm amazing, aren't I? Double bath mats is a thing that I came up with when I moved into this house. Higher lights, where I had bath mats, but I also had these new bath mats. So now I've got double bath mats. And you're like, Zeos, why do you have double bath mats? Why do you have 2? They're like this thick now. They absorb like crazy. And when it's time to like wash my bath mats, you take it off the floor and you still have a bath mat. And obviously you gotta wash that one separately. Don't wash them at the same time. The point being, this could be soaking wet and in the hamper for 2 days, and you could still take your showers and baths and things because you've got a second bath mat. And they don't make bath mats thick enough for my fucking luxurious feet. So a double bath mat if you already have bath mats, just buy new bath mats. Put them on top of the old bath mats. Don't get rid of the old bath mats. Just make sure that the new ones are slightly bigger than the old ones. Oh my God. This is the luxury playlist. This is Saran Wrap on food, sort of everyday man thing. Glass drinking bottle, that's a luxury item. That's like you go to a restaurant in France, they would serve it to you in like a glass mason jar or something. Which a jar is not the same as a bottle. I think it needs a narrow neck. Ass clench. Now that we've established that this is for the luxury items, let's get you in shape. Let's get you looking like a fucking celebrity. This was told to me by What the people who make you do stretching and stuff. Physical therapist. That's it. She was a physical therapist. Clench your ass. Like right now, we're watching this video. You're either standing in a bus stop, or you're sitting in your bed, or you're on your fucking yacht. I don't care. Can you just like go whoop, like squeeze your butt cheeks? Can you squeeze your butt cheeks? Like squeezes? Can you do that one at a time, or can you only do both at once? Because I can do it one at a time. I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you. This is like the Ass Penny sketch from fucking Upright Citizens Brigade. But the biggest muscle in your body is literally your ass muscle, because it goes from the small of your back to like the back of your leg. It's like that big. And the stronger those muscles are, the more your whole body is going to work better. And the way to exercise your ass muscles is either go to the gym and do fucking crazy things, or just while you're sitting down on a bus, on a train, doing reviews, watching a movie, if you find yourself just like lazing out, just start going squeeze, 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 and build up your ass muscles. Because as soon as those muscles get stronger, you stand up straighter, your posture gets better, walking up steps gets easier, and you don't have to do anything. Just squeeze your ass muscles. Left, right, left, right, left, right. You're just clenching your ass muscles, because otherwise you don't use them very often, and they're huge, big muscles that you need to use. I didn't have to leave the gallery for that, but that's good advice. It's free advice, and you're gonna feel weird. Just, you may have to poop. I don't know. Maybe actually, if you had to poop, you could just stop it like that. Cut that shit off like a fucking anvil. Couch lift. Going from exercises for your ass to things for your ass. My couch here, or this is a love seat, I guess. And I did this to my old couch, and I thought it was just that couch, but it's everything. I find that most couches are too level, and if I want to be comfortable, there needs to be like a tilt. My knees have to be higher than where my ass sits. And initially, this is what I had done. I had done some blocks of wood, literally screwed into the feet of this, or placed under there. I don't think I screwed them in, but just placed under there, and the little weren't furniture sizes, and I taped them up with black, just to add 1.5 inches, because that's what, garbage. That's what the couch is. So I did a little couch lift. I'm gonna compound onto that life hack and say keep going. After I did that and I realized it wasn't enough and I was gonna have to go higher, I bought a wedge cushion. See how it's linked to a wedge cushion. So now, on top of there being popcorn, on top of there being a lift in the front and then a piece of wood to hold up because it's a Castro convertible, now I've got a wedge cushion, and then I put this down on top of it, which is the purple pillow. And then I usually have a big pillow here, but Chewbacca would be smelly on it, so I do that for my back. So now I'm like that. And that with the fucking Zeos linked the ball too. This is officially the most comfortable place to sit in my house. I don't like flat. And you know what? You probably don't like flat either, and you don't know it because you've never sat in anything but like a seat. And it isn't like, we're getting to you, it isn't like a goddamn race seat because it's comfortable and soft. So couch lift, see if you can do it with just some simple pieces of wood. Get some books. Put some books under the legs of your couch and just tilt it. It makes a world of difference, because I think it also, if you're just sitting there straight with your feet down, if your feet touch too much, but you lift it up, you get that fucking edge off. Again, luxury item. Remote PC. Actually, you know what? We're gonna skip ahead right now. We're gonna go from remote PC, black window felt, address stickers, wet the crust. We have to do the wet the crust because the oven stinks like burning. This is a controversial one. This is one you're gonna have to trust me on. This is one I knew I'd have to demonstrate on camera. I turned my oven on at the start of this video. This is a frozen slice of pizza from the freezer. Just took it out. I'm going to bring it over to my sink. I'm going to literally rinse it under water while the oven is preheated. This is soaking wet now. I'm going to put it in there. We have wet the crust. This works with every bread device that you put in a toaster oven that you're reheating. Bread always feels weird. It either gets rock hard when you reheat it, or you put it in the microwave and it turns into fluff and soft and loose and terrible. Frozen stuff, soak it with water, just completely just wet the whole thing. Don't let it sit for too long outside of the oven, because you want to get that moisture in there so that the oven can remove it immediately again, but it's a good balance. We'll have to check that again in a second. Remote PC. So my computer up here, this one, the one that I do all my reviews and stuff on, and Project Melody watching, used to be in that corner. And when you're a gamer, and I've seen every gamer desk on the earth, your computer's always like right next to your shit with all the colors and the LEDs, and it's like, oh. But as you get older and you grow up, it's like, you know what? I don't really want the noise and sound of my computer there, even if it's quiet and looks cool. Like this setup, there's a computer involved. You know where the computer is? Not quite as remote, but there. Just shove it in a fucking closet. And in this case, I believe the door open was to do video encoding here, it'll cook it. But if you had like a vent, just shh, listen. Hear that noise? With that fan running? Computers that you don't have to see, because that computer, the one from my main office, the main big computer, on my main channel, I built it and I put it in the basement. That's gonna take another minute, so we could run downstairs and actually look at it. Running. Oh, I gotta take this bucket downstairs, hold on. There's no mopping. Oh, life hacks yet. But yeah, the bread's gotta go in there. Here's where that computer is, because there's where my office is, there in the corner. And this is, it's a beautiful machine. Beautiful, quiet machine. But get the fuck out of here. First of all, it's a giant box that you have to either put on the floor to get it out of the way. Just put it somewhere else. Make a remote PC. I will link fiber optic HDMI cables, which is what makes this all possible. I didn't even need to go powered USBs up there for most part, because it's only about I think it's a 20-foot extension or a 15-foot extension from there. And then you plug in your mouse, keyboard, audio device, webcam, game controller on a USB powered hub. And as long as you have HDMI, I'm running 4K 60 up to it. If you want to run super high refresh rate stuff, you're going to have to do like a closet or someplace closer so you could actually get a display port. But if you're just doing HDMI, here's an HDMI port. Goes to that one. And I've got my VR headset down here. Remote PC, nothing to do with home theater in this video, by the way. We will be DAC down here. DAC bound here. Running back up the stairs. Always run upstairs. Never run downstairs, because then you land and your knees take up all the abuse. It's bad news. We should have another minute or so on that pizza. We'll see. So now, black window felt. Not Black Widow, black window. This was a necessity. I have 2-inch black window felt that I bought for home theaters. And this is my bed in the corner, right under a window, and there's another window. And this is a good window for demonstrating this, because here on this side, you can see black window felt. And there, where it's like a fucking flashlight is shining in my eyes, is no black window felt. So when I'm in here and I don't want the sun to wake me up, because the sun doesn't come directly in the room, the sun hits the window and reflects out. And it was doing it on both sides on that one, so I black window felt to both sides there. On this window, I just did this one side, because when I'm in bed, the reflection off of this doesn't matter. But over there, because it's the same amount of light is hitting here as is hitting here, because it's just an overcast day, and you can see the difference the black window felt makes. So I will link to the black felt, and it's not like it's ruining the look. It's just like, leave me the fuck alone, son. What up, son? Leave me the fuck alone. And it absolutely required over there. It was just abysmal, because the shades don't quite touch the edge. Checking my pizza, because this is part of the, even though I just ate egg salad, if I'm doing this video, pizza's gonna have to be, wow, that was mildly warm. All right, perfect pizza's been extracted. Now I'm gonna let this sit for at least one, ma'am, hold that, one more thing before I get to that. Burn my hand. Address stickers. This is one that I find super useful. 2 ways you can get address stickers. Like the Arbor Day Society might send you packages in the mail that say, hey, join the Arbor Day, and look, we're even giving you this free gift of like return address stickers, where it's just your address printed on something. I can't show you any of these, but a lot of times if you get like stuff in the mail, You get things with like peelable off return stickers. You just get your address, perfectly legible, perfectly printed on something. Take your scissors, cut out your address. It's little tiny things like this with your full address on it. Again, I can't show you mine, but I have a couple of them. And you take those, if you find them, you don't have to actually create them, just find them. You'll find something that has your address in a sticker fashion. And stick it on things you know and you need that on. For example, take your case off your phone. Stick it to the inside of your case. If you lose your phone, you drop your phone, you can have it so that people can figure it out. Or if they take your phone out of the case, there it is. My wallet obviously has my ID in it, but for some reason, my ID is not valid. There's literally a piece of, actually, I think it was from my insurance card. It was like a hard plastic. Cut the address out, shoved it in there. Just put your, like, one of the best cases where this saved my ass. Someone claimed that something that I owned was theirs. I think it was my Tascam recorder back in the day. And I had done this. I had sticker with my name and address on it in the battery compartment of my Tascam. So I was like, no, I think that's mine. And I'm like, I picked it up and I'm like, no, that's, so whoever was security or the guy in charge came over and was like, he's like, this is his. I'm like, open it up, look at the battery compartment. Literally opened it up, my name and my full fucking address was there. It's like, that's mine. Now you can just write your name with a marker, but you can't print perfectly legible and have it. Saved my ass, needs to be in things. If you get random address stickers from stuff, just take it in anything you own, shove it in there. You shove it in there, shove it in the brim of your hat, just shove your name and address on everything. Wet the crust. We did wet the crust. We'll taste it in a sec. Basement spider lights. We were just in the basement. I really don't have to go back down there to show you, although I could. Let me take this, ma'am. Where was I? Oh, I was at my friend Dan, IT man Dan. I was in his workshop. We were in his workshop. And he says, I haven't been in my workshop in like 3 weeks. And we walk in there and the spider webs are fucking everywhere. And I'm like, you know how I got rid of those in my house, right? And he went, no. And I said, I don't turn my basement lights off. Ever. I go on vacation. I leave the country. What you see on right now is always on. I could flip the switch. I could flip this one off there, and that goes off. But especially here in this fucking space, this huge tall space, spiders used to congregate. Basement spiders, house spiders, at least in the Northeast, will always go to the dark corners. This is actually a little dark. It should be brighter, but I'm using directional light there. But when I stopped turning the basement lights off, like week 3 of living in this house, my spider problem went away. I'm sure they're still here. But I don't walk into spider webs constantly because they would come out in the middle of the night when it's dark for 10, 12 hours and they would just start making webs. As soon as I leave all my lights on, spiders stop. Now, you know what you're saying, Zeos. Zeos, that sounds expensive and irresponsible. All of these lights, well, most of them are just standard lights. Some of them are the Echo turn-off basement lights. A lot of them are set to for when I watch home theater stuff. So this is like when I'm watching a movie, 2 hours, 4 hours in a row, it's fine. But then I go Echo, turn on basement lights. Echo, turn on basement lights. These bulbs are 60 watt equivalent. They use 9 watts. When I didn't have anything smart down here and I didn't have any sort of weird lights going on, that calculated out to 12 9 watt bulbs, which came out to 108 watts, right? 108 watts for 12 9 watt LED bulbs, which is a lot of bulbs. But 108 watts, if you think about like, I don't know, 20 years ago, a 100 watt bulb is all you fucking had. So you had to put a 100 watt bulb. So using 108 watts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I did the calculator on my fucking thing. I pay out the door 11 cents a kilowatt hour. It's going to cost me $30 a year. Is it worth $30 a year to never have spiders in your basement? Do the math on your own. If your electricity is a little more, maybe it's $40, $50 a year. But you know, you can call an exterminator and he will never do as good a job as just, there's too much light, spiders fuck right off. Worth it. Hashtag worth it. All right, let's try this pizza. Let's break the crust. You hear that? The crust is back to what it was when this pizza was new. I would love to describe it to you, but I cannot describe it to you. Like, that's real soft, warm bread. The crust is without water, slightly absorbed, evaporated, came out, and left the bread perfect. The whole Life Hacks video hinges on you wetting your pizza crust before you put it in the oven. Never microwave your pizza. Wet the crust and put it in the oven. I'm getting through it now. Milk door and liquor soda. So we'll do milk door first. This is something I only found out. Actually, I think I found this out in my old apartment, but my doors were so small. Keep the milk that you use, and I use this fancy ass glass bottle shit because it's good. Keep it on the very end of your door, always. But the Zeos, the door doesn't get as cold. No, but the door opens and closes and opens and closes and shakes the milk. You put milk on a shelf, it stands perfectly still for a day, however long it takes for you to use your milk again before you take it out, shake it, use it. But every time you go into your fridge, 25 times a day, if you leave the milk on your door, on the far outside of your door, it's getting agitated. I come in here and I go to grab like this or this, which is what we need for the next thing. You get things like this and you close the door. Even though I didn't take the milk out, movement, agitation, stays fresher longer. That's a fucking life hack. Put the milk on the outside there. It's not as cold, but you keep your door closed, but it always shaking it. The other one was liquor soda. So, I heard you're a bitch and you don't like hard liquors. Irrelevant. This is just the most fantastic way to do things. I have my hard liquors. I love them. There's some really fancy ones. This Bumba rum is nuts. Love that. But, okay, we'll take you and we'll take cream. No. One of you a ginger ale? Did I drink all my ginger ales? Oh, no, that's root beer. You know what? I got one in the fridge. I'm not gonna do this now on camera. Jesus Christ. Eat pizza and get drunk for us. Put this one down. Come in here. And it is here. Remember my water bottle that I drink out of? The Domaine de Canton French ginger liqueur? This has ginger liqueur in it because it's very sticky. So, here's a new trick. I'm sure whatever just fell is fine. Liqueurs. This is a ginger liqueur. This is Lim Naracello Premium Orange Liqueur. These are nice, thick, alcoholic liquors, basically. We're just made in Spain. What you do is, you get yourself a glass, you pour yourself 1 inch of whatever specific liqueur you like, and then you fill it the rest of the way with soda. This is a ginger beer. You can do a ginger ale. Turns out, this is such a good, this is like a $40-something bottle. This taste of the ginger is amazing. If you're not a ginger ale fan, you could skip this one, but you add that and you add a mediocre ginger ale, and it becomes not only the best ginger ale you've ever fucking had, but you get buzzed on it. The same with the orange liqueur, and there's other liqueurs I'm trying to secure to like if I can find a root beer liqueur, game over, then I'm an alcoholic. But you take like a Fanta or you take a fucking can of Crush, you put 1 inch of your thing, you put ice in there, you slowly pour your fucking soda. And it doesn't have to be soda, but I would recommend it for and all of a sudden you have it, because it stays bubbly, you have a carbonated orange soda that tastes more orangey than it's ever did before, and you get a buzz from it. And you always keep these in the fridge, just to make sure that they don't take away from, because then you're putting the ice in, it's gonna melt the ice. Everything's cold, you're good to go. I'll leave those out for now. This pizza's so good. Oh, just wet it. Don't wet it and leave it out for 5 minutes. Wet it, throw it in there. Back to the list. All right, so milk door's covered. Liquor door soda's covered. The last one on this thing is Clip Papoos. We got to go down the basement for that. It's a really lame one, but it was one that I thought was worth adding. I'll explain the dicks. It was a tradition in my old apartment. I had this whiteboard up on the wall, and if you were a visitor, usually there wasn't this much stuff in it, you would close your eyes or be blindfolded, and you'd have to draw a dick blindfolded. And I had two people, Tyler and Harley, show up, and they reinstated this scenario. And this was Harley's dick, and it looked like headphones. And this is Tyler's dick, and I don't know what's going on. It's literally the ball, and a dick that's just the same size as the balls, with like a cat mustaches. And then they said, well, we know ours are bad. Can you do it? And with my eyes closed, I did that. So, you know, I will print that and sign it, and you could buy it as my merch store. Clip Papoose. Let's end this. Let's fucking end it. We gotta go down the basement one more time. Anything else that needs to go down there? No? Good. Clip Papoose is something I invented when I was building my projection screen. But I think it would probably work if you are doing a lot of arts and crafts. I'm wearing a shirt. Everyone wears shirts. And I was using these binder clips. I'll take some bigger ones out. Like binder clips like this, or binder clips like this, like smaller ones. And I needed to hold 20 of them and do things with it. And I did this old trick, you know, where you like do that to your shirt. Can you see that? It's like that, and just like hold it. And then I went, wait a second. What if I took 2 of the 22 of these things that I need to hold and just clipped it to itself like this? Would that not just be making your shirt? And you're going to look like a homeless person when you do this, but hopefully it's in your home. But now you've got a Clip Papoose. This is probably the least popular of my things, but you can just do that with your 2 binder clips. You see, like I got a hole. If I'm working on something and I need like a bunch of screws and I don't want to be digging in my pocket, just 2 clips. Clip Papoose. Clip Papoose, or you can get an apron with pockets, either way. I thought it was really brilliant at the time. We'll see how many people actually perform the Clip Papoose transition. And that's it. That last one was a bit of a stretch. I mean, I'm sure you figured that out. But the rest of you, yeah. And I guess I could talk about freezing the bread again, but we discussed that. Just freeze your bread. Get a chest freezer, put it in your basement. Freeze fucking everything. Look how much space I've got. I'm doing my best to try to eat through that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for stopping by on this very, very long-awaited life tricks. I hope some of those come in. I think the pizza one's gonna be... Pizza one's the most controversial. Because when people see me just dip my pizza under running water, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Trust me, don't look, listen, and taste. Just break the crust off. It becomes new bread again. But yeah, I'm done. I'll put those away and try not to drink them, and then I'm gonna cut my grass, and then we're good. Thank you, Princess Pasta, for managing this channel. I'll see you all in the next one, 2023.